Prime Minister Narendra Modi to interact with owners of selected Jan Aushadhi Kendras and beneficiaries of the Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana through video conferencing on the occasion of Jan Aushadhi Divas today. Enforcement Directorate conducts raids at residence of Yes Bank founder Rana Kapoor in Mumbai. Case registered against Kapoor under Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Lookout notice issued against him. Reserve Bank of India announces draft scheme of reconstruction of Yes Bank Limited. Finance Minister says Yes Bank's bad loans are from the period before NDA came to power, assures depositors of safety of their money. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India is surging ahead with cooperation in spirit, collaboration in action and combination of ideas after 2014. Says today India is creating a model of sustainable growth which is beneficial for the whole world. Centre appoints former Supreme Court Judge, Justice retired Ranjana Prakash Desai as chairperson of Delimitation Commission. Commission constituted for delimitation of assembly and parliamentary constituencies in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and states of Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur and Nagaland. Efforts on war footing continue in India to contain coronavirus outbreak. Union Health Minister reviews preparedness of state governments through video conferencing. Says government is fully prepared to tackle the situation. 31 positive cases confirmed in the country. And in sports news, former Brazilian footballer Ronaldinho Gaucho arrested in Paraguay for attempting to enter the country with an adulterated passport. Ronaldinho and his brother Roberto Assis taken into custody by Paraguayan authorities after the duo found in possession of adulterated passports. Hello and welcome to this edition of the news. I'm Rukmaina. Top story. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will participate in Jan Aushadhi Divas celebrations through video conference from New Delhi today in a short while from now. The Prime Minister will interact with 7 Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana Kendras in order to celebrate the achievements of the scheme and provide further impetus. 7th March has been proposed to be celebrated as Jan Aushadhi Divas across the country. The Prime Minister will interact with store owners and beneficiaries at selected stores. Every Jan Aushadhi outlet will also telecast the message of the Prime Minister through Doordarshan. In select stores, panel discussions with doctors, media persons, pharmacists and beneficiaries will be organized about these medicines. Jan Aushadhi Kendras is considered the biggest retail pharma chain of the world with nearly 6,200 outlets in 700 districts. Total sales in the financial year 2019-20 has crossed 390 crore rupees and led to a total savings of approximately 2,200 crore rupees for common citizens. The scheme also provides a good source of self-employment with sustainable and regular earnings. In a tweet, the Prime Minister said that he is eagerly looking forward to the Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana Kendras this morning at 11 a.m. He further tweeted features like affordable medicines which make the Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana special. The Enforcement Directorate on Friday raided the Mumbai residence of Yes Bank founder Rana Kapoor in connection with a money laundering probe against him and others. The raid is still on at his Samudra Mahal residence in Worli. Kapoor was also questioned at his home by the ED team. The case against him is linked to the DHFL probe. as the loans lent by the bank to the company allegedly turned into non-performing assets. The raid was conducted under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act and is aimed at collecting evidence. The central agency is also probing Kapoor's role in connection with the disbursal of a loan to a corporate entity and the subsequent alleged kickbacks reportedly received in his wife's accounts. The Central Financial Probe Agency also issued a lookout circular against Kapoor so that he does not leave the country. A copy of the LOC has been sent to the airports with details of his passport. And now let's go across live. SBI Chairman Rajneesh Kumar is responding to media queries in Mumbai.
Depending upon what is the interest from other investors, what is the total capital requirement, the bank's investment would be little. So beginning how 2450 crore has come, because 255 crore shares are outstanding, then if we have to take 49%, then 245 crore shares multiplied by 10, so 2550 crore. That is how the figure has come. So to that extent, this figure is correct, that if today, if SBI goes solo and picks up 49% stake, then immediate investment requirement is 2,450 crore.
So are you
one by one. So, no, you can't repeat. So, yeah, please, okay. So our investment team, we have put an investment team, and Mr. Jaina is our Deputy Managing Director of Treasury. Again, there is a limit in the sense, what is the draft scheme says that the authorized capital of the company is being increased to 2,400 crore shares, right? And the face value of Yes Bank share is 2 rupees. Okay, so that way 4,800 crore is the authorized capital. Presuming, again it is a presumption, these are all presumptions. Presuming Yes Bank needs 20,000 crore rupees. Presuming, I am saying. And you issue 2,000 crore shares at 10 rupees. So that makes it 20,000 crore rupees. Presuming, again, that SBI picks up entire 49%. We may pick up, we may not pick up. 26% of 20,000 crore, that is a commitment. If tomorrow the capital is 20,000 crore, we will pick 26% of that. That is under the scheme, that is the requirement. So our minimum investment over a period of time is 25% of say 20,000 crore or 22,000 crore. So which makes it about 5,500 crore or odd amount, right? And 2,450 crore you have said from the beginning. So this is the total commitment in terms of if it is 26%, if it is 49%, double that. So maybe 10,000 crore order.
okay? So I have two.
One by one. Well, you people are in great hurry, I am not. So please answer every question. So yeah, so Ritu, that satisfies your question. I can move to the next. No, then you come back. I'll come back. Yeah, please. Saloni, what do you?
So, the assumption here is that you would invest 25% of
26%.
Yeah, no, 25% of the whatever amount is required.
26.
No, you just said that
26%.
Presuming 20,000 crores the investment
So
required.
26% of that.
Okay.
So 5,200 crore.
Okay. So are you already in talks with private equity investors, because there were some names which were released by the bank earlier as well, and they were in, but the board was already in talks with them. So are these the same people who you are in talks with?
There are many potential investors. After seeing the scheme, they have approached us, and there are some good names. What we have to keep in mind, that whatever and whoever is the co-investor or his willingness, there are 2-3 things there. One is that what are the RBI guidelines? So anybody who wants to go above 5%, they have to meet the fit and proper criteria of Reserve Bank of India. If they are foreign institutional investors, they have to be eligible under foreign FDI or FPI guidelines. So there are certain regulatory norms when it comes to investment in the financial sector, particularly the banks. Why investor interest? What I am seeing that even the troubled institutions, whether it is NBFC or HFC or now the bank, there is a considerable investor interest in the financial sector of the country. So investors are seeing an opportunity here. We conducted a bid, one of the NBFCs, just last week, and very good response received, good recovery for the lenders of that NBFC. One HFC which is under administration, at least we have received, I am told, 23 expression of interest. And for Yes Bank also, people have reached out. These are all initial discussions, and then we will discuss with them, our investment team will discuss with them, work out what are the possibilities which meet regulatory guidelines, and then of course in consultation with Reserve Bank of India, subject to their complying fit and proper criteria. So we may present a plan to Reserve Bank of India along with some other names also. That is a possibility. So no firm decision, because as I said, that the process is that we have received the draft scheme. It has to be vetted, examined legally. The investment team will do their due diligence in the shortest possible time with whatever available information, and then it goes to the board of the bank. And when board approves whatever is the final, that will be communicated to the stock exchange first and then.
Sir, on the moratorium.
So today whatever I am saying, these are all, as I said, that these are the thoughts. But the final decision rests with the board of SBI, and because we have certain obligations under LODR, so we will comply all those regulations, and that's what I said, that this press conference is more to give certain clarifications. Otherwise in media you write whatever you want to, so I don't want that to happen.
Sir, on the moratorium, SBI is...
Saloni, your turn is over.
Yes, sir, you indicated that whether it's 29, 26 or 49 would depend on the size of the hole in the balance sheet. So by when do you think you'll get an idea of the hole?
No, our investment team is working, and then many people have done due diligence also. Many investors have, I am told, done due diligence. Then RBI has done their inspection. So we will be able to know
So
reasonably well.
Since the governor said that within 30 days, do you feel that the time frame?
We will work overtime 24/7. That what Honorable Governor has said, our effort from State Bank of India and whatever is within our capability, we will try that the resolution plan is approved and implemented much before what the timeline has been set by Reserve Bank of India. SBI team will not be found wanting on this account.
So any message to customers looking to shift their
Very
business out of
important
panic?
message to customers that as far as depositors are concerned, maybe because of 50,000 requirement, it is a matter of few days that there is some inconvenience. But as far as the safety of their money is concerned, Honorable Finance Minister, Honorable Governor of Reserve Bank of India, everybody has assured, and that is what I feel is the right assurance, that depositors' money is not at all at risk.
So how will shareholders get value out of this deal, SBI shareholders?
Whenever there is a stressed assets, so shareholders by nature, equity is the most risky investment. SBI shareholders, definitely what I believe that whatever is proposed to be done, the interest of SBI shareholders will not be compromised. What this potential investment has to be viewed. One is of course in the context of that there were not many options probably before the Government and Reserve Bank of India and to take this route. But otherwise, purely from investment angle, wherever investments have been made by State Bank of India, we have not lost value. You have seen SBI Cards, you have seen SBI Life, you will see SBI Mutual Fund in due course, you will see SBI General. And our co-investors in whatever form they have come, either as a joint venture or strategic owners, they have also not been disappointed. And it is little bit strange, which I keep on telling my friends from media and the analyst community, that you give less value to State Bank, but you are willing to give more value to my investments in my joint ventures, subsidiaries, associates. And if that is the case, so hopefully this investment, proposed investment, once it is approved by the board, will also not be against the interest of the shareholder of State Bank of India. We have done our maths. All our capital ratios, they will not be impacted. There is a very marginal impact on bank's capital adequacy ratio. All the ratios, whatever is the regulatory minimum, we maintain as a policy 50 basis point above that. So we will continue to do that without any further raising of the capital from the market, and there is no question of requesting the government for any capital. So to that extent, as far as SBI's balance sheet is concerned, SBI's P&L is concerned, SBI shareholders are concerned, there is absolutely nothing to worry about. These calls we take day in, day out, whether it is loans, whether it is investments. We do these investments, we do these loans, that they will give us the desired return. Many a times it happens, and sometimes it doesn't happen. So that is a different matter, but that is how all the investing is done. And SBI Cards, again I'm saying, is a very fine example that in 3 years' time, our own investment and our co-investor investment, it has become 10x in 3 years. So this is how the entire investment philosophy works on this way, that at times you will be very successful, at times you will be moderately successful, at times you will be taking it wrong.
Sir,
The draft scheme has fixed a premium of 8 per share. So the draft scheme has fixed a premium of 8 per share.
Premium.
A premium of 8 per share. So how have you arrived at that?
No, that is.
Are you comfortable with that?
That is RBI proposal in the draft scheme, and as I said, that our investment team is working, and they will do some preliminary evaluation of that price. But prima facie, it seems that if it is 10 rupees and 255 crore share are outstanding, so the value of the bank is 2,550 crore rupees.
Sir, Subhash,
So just
The book value is, I think, around 100 rupees.
no, you can't, when we are doing it as a going concern, then what you have to keep in mind is, one, the control premium. Second is, as a going concern, the value of the investment. A bank which has 1150 branches, which has a very strong retail franchise, which has a very good technology platform, has problems on the corporate banking side. So any investor and the investor interest would and is coming about Yes Bank as a going concern. And that is where even if a book value may be even negative, it doesn't matter. But at a valuation of 2,550 crore, I'm not saying or giving any definite view, but prima facie it appears that the bank is worth 2,500 crore. And the people who are all making noise about that 1 rupee or half rupee or this thing, you just go through their reports of 2018 and 2017 and you will know what were they saying.
Well, you were just listening in to Rajneesh Kumar of the SBI answering questions on taking over 49% of Yes Bank shares. Let's go across live now. Union Minister for Women and Child Development and Textiles, Smriti Irani, is addressing a seminar on women in emerging India in New Delhi. She will also release an IIMC report, Status of Women in Media in South Asia.
शायद पहली बार ऐसा हुआ है कि महिला दिवस के उपलक्ष्य में BPRND में इस प्रकार का कॉन्फ्रेंस किया जा रहा है। आज एक पुस्तिका हमको दी गई जेंडर बेंडर की। शायद जेंडर बेंडर की सबसे पहली निशानी यही है कि आज आपने इस कॉन्फ्रेंस का आयोजन किया। लेकिन डीजी साहब, आपके साथ दूसरा साहब बैठे हैं जिनके लिए मेरे पास एक प्रस्ताव है। You have diligently worked with regards to women who are under trials. And my request is that they are often clubbed with their children who've had no role to play in the crimes that have been committed. On behalf of the Women and Child Development Ministry, I would like to offer a joint kind of effort to help those children who are stuck with under trial mothers. And especially to improve condition for women in our jail systems. I think that is also a need of the hour. My requests have been many, but I know that I come to a place where when requests are made for better policing, for justice, those requests are often welcomed and helped. Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen. My gratitude to you for your service.
Thank you so much, ma'am. May we please have a...
And welcome back to the studio once again. Well, that was Union Women and Child Development Minister Smriti Irani speaking there on women, the role of women, the status of women in today's world. Well, that's all we have for you in this edition of the news. News and updates continue on DD News and DD India. Namaskar.